First of all, you moved quickly, you moved aggressively. How happy are you to have gotten your guy, and what made him the best candidate?
Well, obviously we're extremely happy, and we needed to move quick because we were kind of behind the eight ball. A lot of other searches had been out there for 2 or 3 weeks, so we kind of earmarked a couple candidates, had an opportunity to talk to them, and moved as quick as we possibly could. For a variety of reasons.
What made him the best candidate that you wanted to pursue?
I think he, obviously has head coaching experience. Is very, very familiar with our league. Had been an assistant coach in the Big Ten at 2 different schools for 2 very good coaches, and so I think he's very well rounded in our region and is more than ready to be a head coach in Division I.
Ron, can you take us through the timeline? How many candidates you did talk to? How many would you consider candidates?
Yeah.
16 applicants, I believe.
Clearly, for the last 10 years or so, we've been very much in the recruiting process when we're hiring coaches. So we don't necessarily sit back and wait for a week to see what applicants come in. So immediately when we found out Coach Bolden was leaving, we reached out to our friends in the women's basketball world, and when you started hearing familiar names, those are the people we reached out to, and fortunately, those people were interested in talking to us.
How many physically did you officially interview for the job, you think?
We probably had 3 to 4 on campus, and probably talked to another 3 or 4 on the phone.
He comes from obviously Green Bay for a season, but a whole bunch of head coaches he worked with. To take a coach of that caliber and bring him here to try and get this program where that program is, that's got to be exciting for you as a department.
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, we think the world of Green Bay's program, and the fact that he's been with Coach Borseth, at 2 different places, and kind of seeing how he came back to a program and how he started that back up at Green Bay, and I think he's probably learned a lot.
What was the reaction? You met with or whoever met with the team this morning. What was their reaction? I'm sure excitement.
Yeah, the kids were really excited, and obviously they had they were really close to Coach Bolden and that previous staff, and we were very sensitive, and that's another reason we wanted to move really quick. And they were really excited that all this is over for them in some sense, and Coach Barnes this afternoon spoke to some of the seniors.
Ron, can you, not to go back and hit, but I've gotten some calls, talked to fans. Did you do all you can do to keep Coach Bolden here?
Yeah, we did. We really changed his financial package and things like that, but obviously we weren't going to be able to match the numbers that Ohio University was offering them, and I think he really enjoyed his time here, but I think when he sat back, I think professionally he felt like that was the best move for him.
Can you compare this search to 3 years ago when you were coming out and winning the season? It seemed like it'd probably be a lot more fun this time.
Yeah, and I think that's gone for all of our searches. They've gotten, I don't want to say easier, but I think we've been able to attract better candidates, clearly. And this group of candidates was much different than the group of candidates we had 3 years ago.
What really grabbed you about him? You may have already addressed this, but because he's not coming in to build a program. Now you've won over 20 games. What makes him a right fit to keep this thing going? Yeah,
I really think too we're still a little bit in the building stage. Obviously you lose Brandy. We haven't arrived yet, and so he's been part of a variety of different programs, and I think he kind of helped rebuild that Michigan Tech program as a head coach. So I think he's been in different situations, and I think those experiences will bode well here.
Of all the people that you talked to about Coach Barnes, did he come with glowing recommendation? Not glowing, but did he come highly recommended?
Yeah, really highly recommended. He was one of the first names out of everyone's mouths when we spoke, and and he was involved in some other searches. That's probably another reason why we moved so quickly.
Are the days of candidates that you used to parade, maybe not you, but the university used to parade, are those days kind of over?
Those days are over. In today's world with Twitter and everything else, you really need to be sensitive to your student athletes, and you don't want a lot of those rumors flying around. And I think you can have better communication with prospective coaches you know, if you really do it on a one-on-one basis.
What was that conversation when you talked to him and you realized, okay, he's gonna be the guy? What was that like? What did he say? What'd you say to him?
No, I think, you know, what was nice is, you know, go back earlier when we reached out to some of these candidates, you know, they were equally as interested in us as we were of them. So, you know, and that hadn't always been the case, you know, when we were searching for this position.
You knew Coach Bolden was leaving last Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
That's the first you knew about it?
No. Well, the first that he had confirmed, you know, we had talked a little bit, I believe, Sunday night after our WNIT loss, and I knew he was going down there. I think he went down there maybe on Monday or Tuesday, and he had called me late Wednesday night, you know, with his decision, because obviously when he got back, we spent a lot of time talking and trying to figure out if there are things we could do differently here, or, you know, and then that afternoon, well, we spent all day Thursday, you know, on those phones and trying to get people on campus.
When did you kind of know John was your guy?
I would say earlier, you know, midweek of this week. You know, obviously we wanted to make sure, you know, we talked through all the candidates and really vetted him out, and as well as the other candidates, and kind of sat down and tried to figure out who was the right fit for us.
Do you have a salary that for him? You figured out?
We're in negotiations right now. We'll probably be able to release that next week.
And is this a multi-year deal? How do you do that?
It'll be a multi-year contract.
4 or 5?
We're still in discussion there. None of it's finalized. I don't want to make it sound like we're negotiating those numbers, but we'll be able to release that next week.
What about any other things you're going to be doing with the basketball program, scoreboard, something like that? Next
Yeah,
year?
you know, we keep talking about the scoreboard, and every time I bring it up, I get in trouble. But you know, clearly that's a need for that program. We're excited. I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to see the weight room that we built over in Beagley Center. Actually, we have weight equipment being delivered as we speak. So, you know, we're continually going to try to upgrade Beagley Center. And, you know, clearly the scoreboard and possibly, you know, even seating down the road are things that are, you know, we have interest in.
Ron, there was a report last night out of Green Bay that Oakland could be coming into the Horizon League and UIC could be leaving.
You know, right now in today's world, anything could be happening. You know, and it's hard for me to speculate. And you know, I can tell you, I am in constant communication with John LeCrone, our commissioner, and you know, there's more rumors out there flying, and you know, and it's hard to get confirmation, and it's, you know, it's a challenging time.
Are you committed definitely to the Missouri Valley Football Conference and the Horizon League?
Yeah, we're committed to both conferences.
Good.